What's up, YouTube? ProTech here, back with another video for you today. I thought I would do something a little different today. This is kind of a video that I have avoided making for quite a long time, um, but very regularly will I get this question on my stream about how much money I earn, and a lot of times I'll actually get parents watching my live stream on Twitch asking me if this is um something that their child could pursue as a full-time career. And there's quite a few things that are involved with um, making Twitch streaming a full-time gig. Um, just to kind of run it down a little bit, the way that you actually earn money on Twitch is you run once you get partnered on the platform. um, they give you a it's a commercial button, and you have various lengths of commercials that you can run, and they give you a certain CPM per view. And there are quite a bit of factors that go into this. Does the viewer have ad block? Does the viewer live in a country that'll actually see the ad? Um, and there's just all sorts of different um, ways that this can go wrong. So for me on my channel, I don't have much of a viewership. I maybe get 100 viewers to 200 viewers every time I do a live broadcast. And uh, some of the things that I have noticed over the years is that you kind of have to be tactical with the way that you run advertisements on Twitch TV, because it used to be you could run ads basically all the time whenever you wanted. So you could literally, like, every single time a 30-second ad would end, you could just fire up another one and go. Um, and this would result in higher revenue. But what this would also do is it would deter viewers from coming back to your channel. So I noticed that, over time, I would get less and less viewers the more ads that I ran. The revenue would go up, but at what cost, right? I mean, you're basically just pushing away potential subscribers, donators, and things of that nature. So you have to be very tactical with the way that you do it. Now, for me, I first of all, I have been on Twitch streaming live, full time as a career for about 11 years. March the 3rd of 2021 will be my 11th year streaming full time. So in my situation, it's a bit different than somebody who is just going to, one day they just think to themselves, well, I watched this guy on Twitch and this seems like a good idea, so I'll go ahead and get started doing this, right? Um, you have to understand, Twitch, it does not cater to new streamers, like, really in any way. You actually have, the way the algorithm works is you have no way of getting discovered on Twitch, and I have seen this personally with quite a few channels over the years, um, just to see if they would take off, or their channels would grow, or something like that. And a lot of times I would watch this content and I would think, man, this guy definitely deserves a lot more viewers than he has. And so, because there is no good algorithm or discoverability mechanism on Twitch for people to grow, they introduced this tool on Twitch called hosting, where a streamer at the end of their stream could embed another streamer's video on their channel. And the issue with this is that it works, but typically speaking, they're going to get maybe 20 or 30% viewer retention, if that. Oftentimes it's lower. You know, like say somebody hosts another channel with like 1,000 viewers, 20 minutes go by, most of those viewers are going to fall off. And this really doesn't matter if, you know, the content is good or of better value than the streamer who had hosted that streamer, right? Because, you know, they get to the end of the stream, they don't want to watch anymore or whatever. And so it's a good function, but realistically, in order for it to really work, I mean, you have to have the big dogs. You know, people getting 4, 5, 6, 7,000 viewers every single time that they stream, and then they would have to host you at, you know, 4, 5, 6, 7,000 viewers just to get anything to stick while you're streaming. And so this isn't. It could, in theory, be sustainable if the popular streamer consistently hosted you. But what I have seen over the years is that this function, while it does work, most of the time the viewers don't come back to the channel. And so it's just there's really no discoverability. It's basically impossible these days to get started as a streamer. So for me, and the way it worked for me is that I actually streamed on the website called Justin TV, which was what Twitch turned into. And at that time, I just happened to be playing basically the most popular content on Justin TV. So, you know, the concept of Twitch TV came about from all these StarCraft 2 streamers who were streaming StarCraft 2, and that was like the hot topic for, I would say, 2 years, maybe a little less than that, because, you know, League of Legends and Counter-Strike Global Offensive and various other games that were much more popular started to overshadow StarCraft 2. But the point I'm making is that for me, I got a bit lucky in the fact that I was playing a hot game at the I was in the right place at the right time. And so, you know, in my earlier years of streaming, I would average about 6, 7, maybe 800 viewers. And so that's kind of like where it took off for me. But the thing that I want to reiterate here is that I got lucky. And my Twitch stream, and keep in mind, I've been doing this for about 11 years. It hasn't grown at all in like the last, I would say, 4 or 5 years. Like my viewership has stayed the same, my subscription count has stayed the same. Pretty much the only thing that fluctuates is the donation that I get through Streamlabs. You know, people going to PayPal and sending me money. So, you know, what can you expect to make on Twitch? Well, if you are just getting into it and you're thinking about doing it, unless you have somebody who can host you or blast you out on social media, or even if you could, I don't know, pay for some form of marketing to get your channel out there in the right spots, you have absolutely, I don't want to say zero chance. Well, I mean, realistically, you have a 0% chance to get your channel noticed unless you have some sort of outside source that can boost you in terms of viewership and followers. So if you're thinking about streaming, you know, don't quit your day job. Just kind of see where it goes. And one of the things that you really have to understand about this is that the money for channels that are smaller, such as mine, they don't come from subscription revenue. And you might say to yourself, well, ProTech, I can see at the top here that you made $913 for November. Again, you need to remember that I've been doing this for 11 years. And so I have a relatively low subscriber count, but a lot of those viewers have subscribed at a higher tier because I've been doing it for so long, and I put in a metric fuck ton of hours every single month. And so these people know that if they subscribe at a certain tier, that I will provide the content. And the same can't be said for a lot of people. I mean, you can just go to people's past broadcasts on Twitch and you can see how much people are streaming. I put in a lot of time and a lot of effort, and this is and again, being lucky from back in the day, I amassed about 50,000 followers on my channel, and it's just since then I just have been basically streaming to the same audience for years and years and years, and they support what I do, and that's why I can make this work as a job, as a career. So you can see here in the month of November, I made $2,827.69. And this is donation revenue. So this means people that are donating through PayPal and through no Twitch means whatsoever, right? And then at the top here, you'll see that I made $913.55 in revenue. Now, this includes all revenue across the board from the Twitch platform. So we're talking about the subscriptions, we're talking about the ad revenue, we're talking about the cheering bits, and whatever else you have in that column, right? But those are the main things, and that's the main source of income for me on Twitch. Now, what I will say is that if I do play advertisements, again, you need to remember that I have a very, very solid viewership. I don't have just like, a crazy amount of people coming in who might have ad blocker, may not have ad blocker, things of that nature. I have a very solid viewership, and most of them are not using ad blocker. So if I were to run advertisements with, say, an average of about 100 viewers, I would earn anywhere from $200 to $300 a month. But I don't do that. And the reason I don't do this is because I don't want to push away viewers from watching my channel. And it's kind of like an agreement that I have with my viewers that, hey, look, I won't piss you off with ads and stuff ads down your face, but if you want me to keep making this content, then I need X amount of dollars every month to do it. But this isn't really a typical month. This was kind of a better month. I ended up making about $3,700. Now remember, this is before taxes too. Oh, and the other thing that I wanted to say also is with this revenue at the top here, that's actually that's about half of what I actually earned because Twitch takes 50% of that revenue. So in actuality, I made about $1,800, doing a live stream on Twitch for the 30-day period, but Twitch takes half of that. So I had this was a pretty good month. I had my birthday this month, and but typically for me, I would say that I average with 100 viewers, I average anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 in revenue, and then I would say I average anywhere from $800 to $900 in the Twitch revenue. So you would be most people would be quite surprised with what I earn based off of how low of viewership that I have, but I'm really dedicated and I provide the content to my viewers, and they know this. And so that's sort of why people continue to donate and do sub gifting and stuff like that, because I work, right? And that sort of gets to another topic. The type of work that a channel like mine really has to do in order to realistically make this a full-time job. And for me, I average about, I used to be really bad with the hours. I mean, we're talking like 4,000 hours a year, and most people work like 1,800 hours a year, if they're working 9 to 5, 5 days a week, maybe a little overtime here and there, they might get up to like 1,850 hours a year, something like that. So I used to go way above and beyond by doing like 4,000. My best year was 4,517 hours. So Um, for the past couple years, I have really stepped back a little bit, and I would say I average about 200 hours a year. There's definitely been a revenue decrease in the fact that I'm working, basically half the time that I used to. But you can just imagine trying to consistently stream StarCraft 2 for 4,000 hours a year. It takes its toll. This year for me, I mean, I'm not going to go into the sob story, but I've had quite a few problems with my body just because I work so much, and so I've had to kind of tone it back a little bit, right? Um, so my point is that you can't really expect um, to get where I am these days unless you have somebody who can boost you in viewership, boost your numbers, boost your following numbers, and stuff like that. And I'm trying to keep it real because I have been analyzing this topic for quite a while. We're talking probably like 5 or 6 years where I have been following specific channels, um, specifically a channel called SPS Debo. The guy has really no different content than some of these people who have like 800-900 viewers, but he's been sitting at such a really low viewership for years and years and years and years, and he's gone nowhere. And he does have a bit of a following, and I have noticed that some months he does pretty well. But he streams pretty much, and I haven't checked him for a while, so I don't know if he's actually still streaming. But when he was, he would stream pretty consistently and basically go nowhere. So, in closing, I would say that streaming is definitely not on the table as a feasible, stable career unless you have somebody who can pad your numbers and do it legitimately, because you don't want to be using view bots and stuff like that. That's gonna get you banned, whatever. But yeah, so I hope you guys liked the video. Hit that thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more, and if you have any of your friends or maybe your family members or whoever that is looking into this, maybe this video can help them. Thank you for tuning in, and peace out.